my partner, he be cutting hair and cooking sauce. Niggas know the gang and what I bang, but I'm still popping dog. I never change this LA gang and I still pop your dog. Nigga, I still pop your dog. Real official extra people call me Mr. Rundown. Too many pistols, I would never ever put the guns down. Try me if you bout it, best believe you gon' get gunned down. I'm feeling like I'm Jay-Z, bitch, you know I run my whole town. Real official extra people call me Mr. Rundown. Too many pistols, I would never ever put the guns down. Try me if you bout it, best believe you gon' get gunned down. I'm feeling like I'm Jay-Z, bitch, you know I run my whole town. Niggas don't wanna hit with us. Niggas ain't got more sticks to us. Them niggas don't mean shit to us. They pussy. Niggas ain't got more sticks to us. Them niggas don't mean shit to us. They pussy.
What's up? What's up? What's up? It is your boy, Black Chris, and we are here on another lovely episode of GlitchStream FM. It's the glitching hour. You know how we do it. I'm over here breaking down some herb. Came out here, talk about the crazy shit that was today. If you've been watching college football, if you've been watching the NFL, you know today was nuts. Big shout out to my constant guests and watchers, Rose Lucy. Wow, that's crazy. Changed up the name a bit. Rose Lucy 808 and oh my dude, uh, two good homies at a stream chat, whatever you want to call it. Hope y'all are doing lovely out there. Hope y'all had a fantastic Thanksgiving, Friends Day, Friendsgiving, Food Day, fuck Genocide Day, whatever you call yesterday's date. I hope you had a wonderful one. I hope you had a great time. Hey, hell yeah. It's looking lovely. Everybody joining today. So yeah, I hope y'all had yourselves a lovely one. I had a pretty decent one. I was able to, cook and hang out with my homies and just, have a good time. So I was grateful for yesterday. Had the day off today, and this is where we start off with the crazy shit today. Happy Thanksgiving to y'all as well. We're getting off into Christmas. Hopefully, I get to see some of y'all for Christmas this year. That being said, let's kick off with probably the most controversial shit that happened today. The Jokeland Raiders. I'm sorry, they don't belong to Vegas. They going back to Oakland, just so that way I could call them the Jokeland Raiders, because that is what they are. They're an absolute joke. Let me get my goddamn blunt rolled up for y'all. The Raiders is a joke. The Bears are also a joke. So, oh my dude, bruh, your team tripping yesterday too. Don't lost in similar fashion. Could have beat both these teams and lost in similar fashion. So, let me go ahead. I'm going to pull up the last minute of the drive for the Bears yesterday. All right, final 2 minutes of the game. I'm going to go ahead and mute the audio just so that way we don't have any problems. But we got it down at the bottom of the screen. Oh my God, they got the ads going. Yes, all y'all had to do was call a timeout. So let's just give it a breakdown. Lions are 9-1 at this point. Bears, I think, were 4-7 going into this game. Looking for a spark of life. Yeah, 4-7. Caleb Williams is doing amazing. Are the Ravens prepared to fight for the win, though? Yeah, right. I don't know, man. They held their own against San Diego. But the Eagles are no slouch. So we got 154 left on the clock. Second down. Caleb Williams just took a sack, right? So normally what you would do is try to hurry up, run another play real quick, probably a pass so that way you get kind of a free timeout in case it's an incomplete. So here we are, fourth quarter. They're down by 3. They're actually driving. They have plenty of time to get to within field goal range to at least tie it. But realistically, they could score here. All right, got another Caleb Williams scrambling. Which is, what you want to do because they're giving you soft coverage. Like they're giving you soft coverage. So if they're gonna give you that 10 yards, then take it. Don't try to force a bad pass. It's better to take the 10. In this case, it was like a 10-yard run. But they were down, back by 17, so they needed an additional 7. But right, exactly. Call a quick play or a timeout. You're not sitting over here trying to fucking run the clock out. You don't have the lead. There's no need to run the clock out. And so here we are, 3rd and 4, 1:08 left. This is where the controversy hits. Because after this play, if I'm not mistaken, Caleb Williams takes a sack here with the time still running and the last play of the game. And then 2 timeouts remaining. So that means that they still have one more after this play. So I think they get the first down here, if I'm not mistaken. But we'll let this play. And are the Steelers prepared to actually play and win? Because, they haven't been looking so great either. They've been looking pretty mediocre. They're winning games, but they don't look fantastic doing it. So, just make sure you're watching your team there too, Chief. Fuck the Chiefs, by the way. They shouldn't have got that dub, and we'll talk about that a little later. But here we are, 3rd and 4, 1 minute, 8 seconds left to go. Target line is about 36, 37. So they got about 10 yards to really get it. They just need 10 yards. Okay, incomplete pass, stops the clock. It's 4th and 4. It's again Caleb Williams trying to. That was kind of trying to fit it into a window there. He shouldn't have done that. Clearly threw it off the back of dude's helmet, so he's trying to fit it in a window. But for the sake of argument, if dude catches that's your first down. You stop the clock. Go ahead and go. And here we are. Waiting for some reason, still no sense of real urgency. Granted, you got a minute left, but it's 4th and 4. You don't have, 2-3 downs to play with. All right, there we go. Target line. Boom. So running out of bounds. Perfect right here. Perfect. Up, and then a flag. So what is this? Probably I didn't get a chance to watch this game the whole way through. I watched I watched all of it up until this part because I had to leave the house real quick. But let's see. All right, pass interference, so that resets that play. That probably CPI. They would have. They probably. I did see this. Okay, I did see this part. Because I thought this was egregious as far as the calling it a PI, but whatever. I'm not a ref. So we got Matt Eberflus. I forgot how you say this man that last name, but that sound appropriate. I know you can't do it, but it's very PI, illegal contact, maybe. All right, got 52 seconds. 4th and 14, and of course got a flag. Got a PI, I believe, is what happens here. Yep. And I thought today's game was drama. This is pretty dramatic here too. So if you're following along, like I said, we're last 2 minutes of the game, 2 timeouts. This is actually where clock management is important because if you have these 2 timeouts, you have enough time to run a couple of plays, because automatic first down. So you could realistically run a play here, take a timeout if it doesn't go well, if you're going to do a run, right? excuse me, you still have about 30 seconds left on the clock with a timeout, which is what I believe the situation breaks down to. Absolute goonery, though, that this happens at all. All right. And of course, right here, incomplete pass. They're putting the pressure on that man. I mean, it makes sense though. You want to have the pressure on young Caleb Williams. He's a rookie. He's not gonna be able to handle all the pressure every time. You know, there's some rookies who are really great at it, but even still, getting blitzed a lot and having, you know, rushes, edge rushers on you all the damn time, and so the worst case scenario here is what you're expecting would be a field goal. The touchdown wins it, field goal ties it. You fight in overtime, right? That's what we're thinking. Just look at this collapse, by the way. Look at this absolute collapse. Look at this. Like I took a timeout because they weren't ready. How are you not ready? And this is why Matt Eberflus or whatever his fucking name, that's why he got fired. That's it. That's simply the reason he got fired. Stuff like this. Because how do you not have your team, how do you not know what play you're going to call next to have your team come up to the line and, you know, like, why is the play calling taking that long? You know what I mean? You should be knowing what the fuck you're going to call the next, or at least have a couple of options ready to go. I know this ain't Madden where you're going to have 3 different plays and you get to choose one or whatever, but like, if you're the coach, you got to have some stuff dialed up for these situations. 2-minute drill is a big part of every football practice session during the week. Not every practice has its 2-minute drill practice, but just saying, you do go work on your 2-minute drill in practice. And if you're not working on your 2-minute drill in practice, what the fuck are you doing? You know, you got Jared Goff over there just waiting for his chance to get the ball back just in case they score right here. Let me see. So here's where it all goes, because at this point you got 36 seconds left. Got the one timeout. He just got out. God damn, every play has been a flag. And that's, like I said, I didn't get a chance to watch this game as much as everybody else did at this point, because I was cooking and had to go get some stuff from the store. But it's just like, this is a collapse right here. There's no reason within 2 minutes it should be this much mistake football. Not mistake free, mistake football. Like, mistake filled. You know what I mean? It's just absolute shit. Yeah, bro, it was shit. This is ridiculous. Like I said, I didn't get to watch this. This is actually pretty new to me too. But yeah, this is just ridiculous. And as a person who like has played football and loves watching the sport, you just don't see too many quarters end, especially the end of the game, with this many mistakes. This is a big game. They pissed down their legs. The moment was too big, and they pissed down their legs. Fast Out Coach 30. It's one of my favorite channels on YouTube. He be killing me. And here's the sack. Here's where you call the timeout. Here is where you call the time. Right here. Right here. Right here. I'm telling you, this is right where you call the timeout. This is right. Matt Aberflus, if you're watching my stream somewhere for some reason, this is where you should have called it. What are you doing? Why is there 16 seconds left on the clock and you still haven't called a timeout? Granted, Caleb Williams should be calling a timeout too, but at the end of the day, clock management is really reserved for the coach. You can be heads up and call a timeout, but and then of course you're going for the deep shot. He gave up on the route. Odunze gave up on the route. Look at what happens. He throws his hands up before the ball is even finished getting to him. Look at this shit. Like, why did you throw your hands up? Would you thought you was gonna get the PI or something? At least try to have gone for the ball. Look at this shit. Look at this shit. I'm gonna freeze it right where he gives up on the play, because he gives up on the play. Watch Odunze. He is double covered, but this coverage is underneath is soft and over the top is a little bit soft, so he could get that ball to him. And then he just throws his hands up and says, "Fuck it." But it's like, bro, you weren't overthrown that much. right there, he gives up on the run. Like he does not complete that route. He does not complete that route, and that's right there. Like fucking absolute trash effort right there. One more time, I'm gonna freeze this shit once again. Right. Obviously, that's where you should have took the time out. I'm gonna freeze this shit right where this nigga stops. You can see his legs change up on the fucking stride right here. He changes his stride right here. That's 10 yards. Where does the ball eventually land? About the 4. So 6 yards. 6 yards? Do you know how many? That's 18 feet. Come on. That is on the coach. Don't get me wrong. That's still on the coach, but this is he could have caught that. That was just fucking poor effort at the end there.
You wanted to try it, bro.
Ah, hell yeah. Real nigga. Appreciate you. Tonight's episode is brought to you by Kevin Hart's Tequila, apparently. Yeah, it's still on the coach. Don't get me wrong. It's definitely on the coach, but that last effort kind of also is not great. My thing is, why are you not calling the timeout with 49 seconds left or 39 seconds left after your QB just took a sack? You should be standing next to the fucking ref doing this thing. You know what I mean? What are you waiting until I think we could get one more pass off before. No, that's just it. Dumb. You deserve to have lost your job. Look at this face he has. Remember this face. Incomplete, and the game is over. Completely botched at the end by the Bears. Exactly. I just wanted completely botched at the end by the Bears. I need you to see this clip right here. This emphasizes every fucking thing as far as yesterday is concerned. So we're going to move on to the second absolute nonsense kind of crazy shit that happened. And this is actually this morning for me in Hawaii, so I didn't get to watch too much of this. But Travis Hunter secured his Heisman campaign. 3 touchdowns and a defensive interception. And here we go. We're going to go with the Travis Hunter. I got a few.
What's a few?
Like at least 7.
Oh,
I don't have any Leafs, so you might want. And then some of them are chocolate Dutches, so just all right. But yeah, this was ridiculous. 3 touchdowns today, a defensive interception, playing both sides of the ball. I think he plays 80% of the snaps, if not more. That's crazy. And just went off. And I mean, Oklahoma State, they're not fantastic, but when you're a good team, you should blow out bad teams. When you're in college, now in the NFL, it's a little different any given Sunday, but in college, chances are you're not going to get anything too crazy, unexpected from a team that's 3-8 and you're 8-3. Now, may they just be like tired of losing? Perhaps you might catch that ass whooping. That I'm fucking sick of this, and they gonna lash out back at you and get you surprisingly. That happens in college football. Does it happen a lot? Not necessarily. But hey, this man had some damn touches today, and he made every one of them worth it. Travis Hunter, I think he got the Heisman on lock after this performance. But this also says a lot about Colorado because, like I said, bad teams, you're gonna blow them out if you're a good team. I mean, look at the Lions. They blow motherfuckers out for the most part. But also, the Bears aren't a bad team. They're just bad, I guess, offensively because their defense is pretty good. So, yeah, that was pretty nuts. That was this morning. And then we got one more from this morning. Final minutes of that Raiders drive of today because that was horrible. And this hurt my soul as a Raiders fan. I had my Josh Jacobs jersey on, watching this shit. And I was like, wow, we might actually fucking pull it off. No fucking way. I'm like losing my mind at this point because there's no way the Raiders are going to pull this off. But they might. That kicker done missed 2 times. Yeah, 3 times today. I don't know if we could pull it off. But shit, if we get it to the 27, that's a gimme. He better make that shit. Big shout Aiden O'Connell, AOC number 12. He held his own out there to motherfucking day. He held his own out there today. That young man looked poised. Wasn't the greatest performance you could see out of a Raiders quarterback, but goddamn. And also, that is true. There was that the last part of the game is nuts, but this drive was so amazing. Aiden O'Connell showed his ass, bruh. He was balling out, and I for one hope that if they're gonna have him come back next year, they commit to him as the starter. Like, oh yeah, everybody was saying it shouldn't have been that penalty. It should have been a holding, but even still, you should not be in a position to let the refs call the game. I think that's one of my biggest problems with a lot of teams. They leave too much on the table to let the refs like call it. What's up?
How do I, since we changed it up, how do I play the music without changing the game?
You look for GS5.
Oh.
But yeah, this drive, Meyer, amazing. The tight end play, was amazing. Jacoby went off too. Jacoby went off. But the tight ends were just amazing today. And on both sides of the ball. Of course, Travis Kelce. His Jordans were ugly as shit, though. Those are ugly. I ain't never seen no McDonald's 11s. Them hoes are ugly as hell. Throw them hoes in the trash. Them shits were ugly. But yeah, today was like tight end day. Like had to have been tight end day. All the tight ends were going off on both teams. So that was one bright spot. Because our receiving core is absolutely trash. Absolute garbage. Once again, this man was trying. He was making it happen. And here's where it happens. Here's my problem. Here's my problem here. Why are we not ready? Obviously, spiking the ball. The clock is stopped at this point, right? Clock is stopped. You got 15 seconds. Everybody should be settled. We should not need to get down to the 8 seconds at this point. Play should be dialed up. It should be a simple run to line it up so that way your kicker can boot it without having to worry about angling it. That should be, we've all, yo. The Lions running backs with the Sonic and Knuckles cleats was so hard. Stupid hard. That shit was so cool. I was like, damn, I want to play football just so I could go get me a pair of them motherfuckers. Because that would have, man, I would have had them hoes on. And then here's where the mistake happens. Yes, the center fucked up. Yes. But why was the play clock about to run out? We should have had the next play dialed up. It should have been like an HB dive down the middle. Line it up so that way the kicker has a chance. That's what the fuck we should have been playing for. And we weren't. That's not, I don't know what happened here, what the fucking mindset was. Rookie coach type shit here. Yeah, but this was too big of a moment for that to have happened. Like I said, we got to stop letting the refs be the ones who determine the game. If we're playing these teams who we swear the refs are paid off, right, and we go into it knowing that the refs might be a factor, you just got to blow niggas out or go for those calls that make sure that you're up ahead and you don't get in this situation. You know what I mean? Also, the kicker got to make those 3 fucking field goals. We're not in this position. The kicker makes those fucking field goals. Also, they should have scored that first drive. They actually were well within scoring a touchdown. So there's a lot that happens on this play. And I was pissed. I was screaming. I was up fucking set. I will not even lie to you folks. I was pissed the fuck off about this one. It was a travesty. And it was a travesty more because this kind of robbed us as fans too, because the game ended on bullshit. It didn't end on a good play. It ended on controversial bullshit, and that's the worst way to end a great game. Big shout out to the Raiders. I had no faith in y'all today, and that's coming from a nigga who buys y'all merchandise. Big shout out to the Chiefs for coming out and balling out and making it a great game for us fans to watch, because at any point, any of these games this weekend or this Thanksgiving slate could have been blowouts, and we would have been like, damn, this is trash. Boop, boop. And it would have sucked. You know what I mean? Like, these were great games. The Lions Bears game, amazing. The Cowboys Giants game was good. I like that game. That was a good game. Big shout Drew Lock. He tried to put the team on his back like Greg Jennings. Big shout to Cooper Rush stepping up when the star of the team is hurt out for the season. Big shout out to CD Lamb because he's putting his money where his mouth is. And Micah Parsons, thank you for showing up. Mr. Everybody got to take accountability and shit. You're the main one. You're the main one. You got to take accountability. You had like 0 sacks going into the 5th game of the season. What are you doing? So, yeah, that's my 2 cents on the NFL slate. I did have to throw in the Travis Hunter one because that actually had just flashed while I was watching SportsCenter because that's up right now on the TV in front of me. But I want to talk about one more game today, and this game had a similar vibe of the Raiders game, but this is how the Raiders game should have ended. These kind of Georgia and Georgia Tech overtime. It went into 8 overtimes. It was a beautiful game. Big shout out Georgia Tech. Nobody gave them boys a chance. Like straight up, nobody gave them boys a chance. No, nobody gave them boys a chance. I would have liked to have done my picks last week for this, but I kind of forgot. We're towards the end of the season, so we're gonna get games on random days like Wednesdays and shit. So I got to be a little bit more prepared. But Georgia Tech, this game, Georgia Tech lost this game. Georgia did not win this game. You know what I mean? Georgia Tech lost this game because they were up all game. Georgia had to come back and score 21 points in the 4th quarter in order to even have a chance to win. And they did that. I don't think Georgia won the game, though, because Georgia Tech had this sealed for 3.5 quarters. You know what I mean? So I don't buy into the narrative that this is Georgia Tech's fault. Or Georgia won and they're that good. I think Georgia Tech exposed Georgia really well. But you can't win them all, and this is one of the ones where I think they thought that they were good to go, and when you think you're good to go, you relax, you let off the gas, and I think one of the bigger things that a lot of teams need to stop doing too, which this happens a lot in the NFL, is they let off the gas. You can't let off the gas. You gotta keep your foot on that. You gotta keep going. You gotta hold them back. How are we in 4 minutes? 4th quarter 8 minutes. 4th quarter 8 minutes, and you have let them come within 1 score. Then you got number 2 here who's running his ass off to make sure that they get this. Yeah, 5 minutes. Boom. Right? You're like, okay, this should be sealed. We got 5 minutes left. They're up 2 touchdowns.
Hold on, you gotta grab this shit nice.
Oh, I didn't even see your hand. All right, hold on. Hold on. Oh, this shit is good. Thank you, sir. It's good. Smooth. This episode is brought to you by Kevin Hart's Tequila. What is that shit called? I gotta look it up real quick. What's the name of that shit? This shit. Oh, all right. Kevin Hart's Tequila, El Coromino. Tonight's episode brought to you by that. Pretty solid shit there. I'm gonna go ahead and close this just a bit. And fast shout out NFL and ESPN for providing this, and Bleacher Report for providing the video for tonight's streams. And that was the ender right there. 8 overtimes. Like I said, I think Georgia lost that, or Georgia Tech lost that game, and not that they had won it, or that Georgia won it. And so, that's kind of my problem with it. And so we'll go ahead and do a shameless plug. Today's episode is also brought to you by Virtual Crate's record. Yes, 8 overtimes. The record's 9, by the way, so we were almost there, but 8 overtimes. And that's why I think Georgia Tech lost it. They had it locked up. Georgia had no answers sometimes, and it's just disappointing. But, real quick, if you look at the bottom corner of that screen and you see this lovely art, that means that I'm promoting one of my tapes. And this is actually a tape between me and my brother, Chef Horace. Um, our group is called Project Lapix. This is called Phase 1. This is a classic. This is old. This has been out for years. So if you have the physical copy, first of all, you probably know Conrad, Kevin Jones. So RIP my nigga Conrad. He had the physical copies of these. So if you have the physical copies of these somewhere, you're sitting on a gold mine. But we got fantastic hip hop, trap, experimental, lo-fi tracks. My favorite is Fuck FedEx, Quarters, and Blunt with Polytoad. My brother Chef Horace, one of the greatest. I miss that man. We're gonna go ahead and ride out for a little bit on some new production. I think I can play it. We're gonna see. Oh no, we're gonna ride out with just some tracks for right now, and then we'll be right back. And we'll talk about some more stuff. So just stay tuned.
Yo, the mess is lost in the static, the method's lost with the madness. There's so system when you clean, the dreams are lost in the attic, the trees is burned in the ash. Bed-Aids are lost in the past, perfection who I once was. The fifth is all that I have. I sip vodka like it's goddamn holy water, yeah. Trying to protect my soul like it's an only daughter, yeah. The whiskey's warm, but all the nights are getting colder, yeah. A couple lovers take the weight off my shoulders, yeah. A couple downers bring me back into the stratosphere. I used to feel so headstrong, why the fuck do I feel trapped in here? This ambience is getting cold like Minnesota's atmosphere. Road to my recovery, why the fuck is all this traffic here? I'm a product of addiction, doubled up with fear. And I haven't been okay in about a couple years. The medication keeps me level at the shots and beers. Strip away the real me, that's when all the self-love appears. Self-love, self-love, self-love. Yeah. Self-love, 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 self-loathing, I can't tell them apart. It all depends on what they spell on my chart. Balancing the chems in my brain, they say that it could level the heart. Heaven or hell, 12 steps might be a fuck of a start. Hidden message in the bars of all your poetry, then hit the bars and drown the pain, disguise it all as socially. I'm on the edge of my ropes, hungover's what I'm supposed to be. Introversion keeping my worst enemy so close to me. I write it down, but I can't truly tell the half of it. No, it don't seem passionate, I just can't fathom it. I do this shit to set my heart free, but honestly, is it still free after they come and master it? I guess it all depends. Is dependency a term for love, or is it just for drugs? I'm asking for a friend, I'd ask it all again. Is dependency the need for love, or is it just for drugs? I'm asking for a friend. about consistency and staying blessed. Bang shots hit the hoop, then it swayed the net. Band trying to cop a couple hundred every single breath. Plotted me a motive, weigh these options, then it's on the set. Every day you see me jugging to collect the check. Same hood, jumping out the hoop, these if it's disrespect. We could all be making money, just forget the stress. Slide through, thugging out the house, feeling extra fresh. Been mobbing with the homies, trying to bust a move. All day hustling for this money, how a hustler do. We breaking cycles with this, from bank robbers and pimps to dope fiends and simps. Look, these actions to my payment led from demonstrations. If they ain't with you through the worst, they don't deserve the patience. And to the hand rollie on wrist, we still bump a G-funk out the whip. I wake up, water my plants, and then I get the business. Pack a bowl of that grass, today we working fitness. I been rocking the mask before this COVID testing. Jungle juice in the floss, counting my blessings, heard you mean now. I ain't gotta talk on what I been about. Grew up, no guidance, dodging law, mama stressed out. Fucking ran the ball, we was there, never turned down. Still the same G's, just a couple more. G's now saying click, riding in the whip. Gymnastics on a package, cop the bitch and watch her flip. Shit, it is what it is, don't make it what it ain't. Feel like Jokic in this bitch, a triple-double out the pain, and it's still 7-8. Still rest in peace to King Cuds, miss you every day. I swear the buzz ain't the same, cuz pain ain't fade away. But it's back to the pavement, it's peace and love still, but it still stay dangerous.
See, when you naturally as nasty as me with this rap shit, it's only natural that you might show up late to your practice. Look, it's 94 block active because we had to be. 10,000 hours in the ghetto, this is mastery. Shit was dramatic, we navigated through tragedy. Month-to-month leases had players living nomadically. The world was cold, we tossed and turned often. Who'd have thought they'd hear our songs in South Auckland? But that lets you know it's bigger than your cross street. Some of y'all changed your game and started spitting off beat, My style remained pure as came from Bolivia. Stimulate your game from your brain to your fibula. It's 1779, poly excellence. Study Naftali, bumping Bob Marley Exodus. I'm dope, never stepped on, y'all still stretching shit. Tell the truth, Luke and then Oos gon' set precedents.
All right, what is up? What is up? It is your boy back once again. GlitchStream FM. This is the glitching hour. It is late where you're at, but it's 9 o'clock where I'm at, so it ain't that late. But anyways, we just had Self Love by Some Odd, my guy. He was actually on a previous episode, the one prior to this, so our first episode. Second episode, we had Brendan Jackson, local MMA, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu master with the black belt. And so yeah, we're planning our future guests, but we're just it's Thanksgiving weekend. We're letting everybody breathe and chill and enjoy their family and stuff. So we not hitting nobody up right now to be on the stream right now. It's just me tonight. If anybody hops on, they hop on, but if they don't, they don't. Hold on. Hey, bro, can I get my lighter back? That works. All right. So yeah, we had Some Odd Self Love, and we had uh All Day by Luke and Rossi, SSU, Daniel with the 4, and the Use. Fast Out local artist, the Use, or the Oos. Damn, I always forget if it's the Use or the Oos. It's the Oos. I'm tripping. Fast Out the Oos, big fan. Off the Porch is another great song. So yeah, go ahead and check out those artists on Spotify. I'll drop the links right now in the chat for you guys to check out on your own time. these are people who I've either heard of or I've worked with or both. Um, so it's kind of like I want to make sure that I give them their props and their due diligence whenever I'm out here doing my thug thizzle out in these streets. Um, I'm here, you're there, happy you are. Uh, yeah, so that's uh Luke and Rossi, SSU, Daniel, the use all day, or the Oos. I don't know why I keep saying the use. I'm a goof. And then I'll drop the link for self love as well. All right, drop both the links in the stream chat. Um, you want to talk about your holiday weekend? Did you get in any cool arguments? Did you have any issues with anybody? Did you fight your weird racist uncle? We want to know. Call up GlitchStream FM 909 666 0429. Leave a voicemail. Call in live. Do whatever. But I want to hear about your crazy ass Thanksgiving if you had one. If you didn't have a crazy Thanksgiving and it was chill, I want to hear about that too. So go ahead and call in if you want to. If you don't, it's cool. We gonna keep doing what the fuck we doing over here at GlitchStream FM, brought to you by El Cormino, Tequila, Kevin Hart. Yeah. So with that being said, we're gonna move on to the current segments, things that we dealing with today, the current issues, the things that I ran across in my mind, in my travels today, and this week. So that being said, we're gonna go ahead and start it off. Um, One of the things I've been doing is kind of paying attention to other people's podcasts. And recently I've noticed that there's this trend of athletes starting podcasts and dominating that space of sports um, podcasts, which, I mean, obviously, who better than former athletes, right? You feel me? Like, they're people who definitely know what the fuck they're talking about. So it's hard for me to just be like, yeah, I'm going to discredit this person's advice or whatever the case may be. But I just think it's very interesting that those are the people that are really getting into the sphere, which, I mean, it kind of feels like they get to set the narrative at that point, if that's what they're doing. And that's fine, but like I feel like we as the fans are the ones who should set the narrative because we're the ones who have to watch. They're the ones who play. We watch, we observe. They can't observe everything. Yeah, they go and watch game film and all that cool stuff, but they don't know. They're out of touch compared to us. Like, we have an idea of the narrative, and generally fans don't force the narrative. We just call out what we see. I don't like that basketball players, football players, all these people kind of seem like they're trying to force. Sorry, trying to force the narrative on like how incorrect we are as a fan for our observations and this, that, and the third. Which, don't get me wrong, there's some stuff that people need to be corrected on, like, how hard it is to XYZ. I mean, because you have this, like, there's people out there who, I don't know if you guys know who Brian Scalabrine is, but Brian Scalabrine was like statistically the worst NBA player one year, and people on Twitter started challenging him one on one, like college players, street ball players, just all these people wanted to play him one on one or like run a game with him, like 5-on-5, 3-on-3, whatever, right? And thought they could beat him because he's statistically the worst player in the NBA, right? But the problem with that is they all got destroyed. It wasn't even close. Like, it wasn't even close. Because the thing that I think a lot of people have in mind is they may have played ball, they may have a good eye for the game and knowledge of the game, but these people are professionals. They're getting paid by people who live and breathe the game, and lives depend on their ideas and judgments of the game, and they're getting picked. You don't just pick up a guy off the street for the NBA because your guy down the street who's your big ass like fucking supporter is like, bro, this kid's got the juice. That doesn't work that way. You go and you scout people and you do your due diligence to determine if this kid that you're going to pick up, or this person you're going to pick up is worth picking up for your team? Are they going to fit? Are they going to understand the scheme? Things like that. So it's not this simple, oh, that guy's talented, let me pick him up off the street and he's going to be in the NBA and killing shit. That's not how that works, but a lot of people think that's how that works. And it's not. It's kind of like hecklers at comedian shows. They think they're funny because somebody in their friend group has told them that they're funny. But compared to a professional whose livelihood depends on this job, you're nothing. Sorry. And if you're so good, then you should be up there comediing it up right now. You know what I mean? So I think one of the big problems we have is that there's people who want to push the narrative, who it's in their best interest to push the narrative, because if Doc Rivers goes and runs a coaching podcast tomorrow, he can push the narrative that his coaching style is effective because XYZ and start busting out these statistics that, I mean, at the end of the day, yeah, there are metrics that you can claim, but what have they resulted in? Doc Rivers hasn't won a championship since the Big Three in fucking Boston. And I think a lot of that was because the players that were involved wanted it more than his coaching. Rajon Rondo, competitor, absolute competitor. But the rest of that team, all those guys were at the very end of their careers type shit. They were at the bottom they were coming down from the peak of their careers. They knew the bottom was going to fall out eventually on their NBA playing careers. They just said, fuck this. It's not going to happen this season or the next. The whatever season they won, because I don't think they won back to back. I think it was like one then another somebody team. Let me check the Celtics stats real quick. Celtics championship, because I know they won 2. I was a big Celtics fan back in the day, but that was a day that was a long time ago. That was a day that was a long time ago, to be real with you. Oh, they just won that one in 2008. So they only won one. That was the end of their career. Like, they wanted to go out on a high. Now, Rajon Rondo is a competitor. It wasn't the end of his career. That's why he won 2, because he won one in LA as well. But I think those players willed themselves to that championship more than Doc Rivers coached them to that championship. And if you like Ray Allen, Kevin Garnett, Paul Pierce, like, come on, those guys were big dogs in their day. Like, Ray Allen was one of the smoothest 3-point shooters of all fucking time. Had Kevin Garnett, one of the most feared players ever, just high energy, and could back it up with his play. He could play the inside game, the outside game. Played great defense. You know, I think even that squad. I think that squad even had Gary Payton and fucking Karl Malone. Oh no, I think it was just Gary Payton. I don't think it was Karl Malone. Let me make sure and check that roster right quick, because I remember this, but I'm not like the biggest basketball head. I'm way more football. Let's see who that roster was. Had Ray Allen, Tony Allen, which is crazy. Had Sam Cassell. Big baby. Hey, that was my dog right there. Eddie House. Fat shout out my nigga Bryson. He used to destroy motherfuckers with Eddie House on the Miami Heat on 2K. He used to destroy us, bro. We used to get wrecked. James Posey, Brian Scalabrine. You know what I'm saying? So, like, this was a squad. This was a squad of people who wanted that ring. They wanted to cap their careers off with a ring. Because James Posey was quite in his years at this point, if I'm not mistaken. When did James Posey get in the league? He was at the back end of his career. That was his second to last stop. Well, third to last, really, because the Pacers and the Hornets were his last. Pacers was the last stop, but Hornets was his last place he played for 2 years. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, James Posey, back end of his career. Brian Scalabrine, was he on the back end of his career? Kind of. He was back end of his career. Um, who else? Kendrick Perkins was not in the back end of his career at this point in time by any means. But Kendrick Perkins, young boy who ball hard, he wanted to get he wanted to get that ring. Eddie House had a couple more years in him after this. But you know, he played what? He played 3 more years after that. So these are players who was that with the Heat too? I feel like it was with the Heat. Yep, exactly. You know, these are players on the back end of their career who wanted this. Sam Cassell, I think this was his last year. Fast out Baltimore native Sam Cassell, by the way, from the 410. Hell yeah. Yeah. Last year, basically, he played 1 more year. So, you know, when you look at that, you have players who needed that ring. They didn't want that ring. They needed that ring. So that's what I feel like. I mean, don't get me wrong, Kobe. They had Trevor Ariza, Cove, Andrew Bynum, Derek Fisher, Paul Gasol, Chris Mim, Lamar Odom. Man, bro, they had it. That was a stacked team. But like I said, they wanted it more. They wanted it more. Um, yeah. So that's kind of why like I don't want to say having players and coaches in the podcast sphere is a bad thing, but I just think that they have the ability to change the narrative and try to make themselves look better or like rewrite history, and because they were the people who are going through it, yeah, their opinion and thought process on it is definitely like way more valuable than the average fan, but they're super heads when it comes to this fucking to sports, you know what I mean? That's like their thing. This is like all they live and breathe. So like I feel like if anything like former GMs and stuff could possibly hop on podcasts, but I think that the popularity of podcasts from people who've lived it is cool, but when they start trying to force a narrative that didn't exist, it's kind of like Gilbert Arenas. I love Gil's Arena. I do. It's a great podcast. Don't get me wrong. But Gilbert be trying to fucking change the narrative. I was watching basketball in DC during Gilbert Arenas' prime. I was a big Washington Wizards fan. They were my team, bro. That was my fucking team. And so I watched them lose to LeBron like fucking 3 playoffs in a row. So, you know, I watched, and you know, Gil was, man, he was that nigga. But he carries his attitude like he deserved a championship, but he didn't. Like he didn't. He didn't deserve one. Even if you listen to how he talks, he doesn't talk like a champion, bro. He's a leader. He was the leader of the team. So I just kind of like, it's cool that they're popular and they tell great stories that us fans won't get to see, but I feel like there's a we're allowing them to change the narrative and put rose colored lenses on us, you know what I mean, as the general fan, the general observer. So that's my beef with it. I don't really have a problem with it too much. I just think that has the ability to be a problem, and that should be checked a little bit more. But that's just me. Um, whew, what a lovely ass Thursday Friday night combo the last 2 days. Um, this is, if you haven't been able to tell, this is more sports leaning this episode because you know that's what we do. Um, We're gonna chat about college football 25 and Madden 25. Right now, me and my boy Rilo Jenkins, we've been going through it on college football, and he's moved on to Madden. I'm still trying to develop my player for that, so I'm gonna be streaming that on Tuesdays. From here on out, you'll catch me playing Madden or college football on Tuesdays, maybe even Wednesdays. Until next season, and then I'll be on the train for next season. But um, I'm over here right now playing for Memphis FTF Hash on PS Network. If you want to look me up, I always forget my camera's in front of me. My bad, y'all. I'm not used to looking at cameras. I just be talking and shit. So one day I'll get cameras for up in this corner that I keep looking at. Like it's, you know what I mean. But yeah, FTF hash on PlayStation Network. Lucky Guns 08 on Xbox Live. Proxy 7 on a lot of other platforms. I don't have a bunch of. I mean, if you want a game with me, FTF hash is the main one. Um, but yeah, college football 25. I think it's funny because I feel like it's less polished Madden, which is kind of perfect. I feel like Madden has arcade qualities, but at this point, there's very few people who are just picking up Madden because they're interested in football and have never played it. You kind of at this point have fucking played Madden. At this point, everybody done played Madden at this point, and so it's kind of like, do I believe that Madden is hitting like that and everybody want to play it? No, I think like people who are skilled, it's kind of like Call of Duty. It's gotten to the point where if you just like a casual, you don't even want to play that shit. Madden is I'm a casual, I don't want to play this because they're sweaty tryhards. The controllers is drenched in sweat. They sweaty. So you just don't even, if you're a noob, you don't really want to get into Madden unless you got balls of steel. But college football, I feel like is a little bit more arcadey. It's a little bit more friendly for the people who've never played because you got to think, you love football, you love college football, you go to a college. Yeah, you've never played Madden, but you never hear anybody talking about this brand new game called College Football 25. Now, do you know that there's old heads who have been running NCAA football for the last 15, 20 years just hoping for a new game? No, you don't know that. But guess what? Now you do. And now we've seen the community. I think College Football 25 has the ability to take over Madden's spot because it has the ability to be more popular. Like, let's say you don't give a fuck about the NFL, but you love your college. Make college editions make special covers for each school. Special covers. That'll make motherfuckers want to buy it. What? You go to Bowling Green? Oh, what? That's the star receiver from Bowling Green? Let's go ahead and put him on the cover and then put it in the bookstore. Also, they need to put College Football 25 on the Switch, the next Switch. Switch is the most accessible console, hands down. Everybody who plays games plays the Switch. The only other accessible console is mobile gaming. And speaking of mobile gaming, if you're a mobile gamer who wants to get yourself a nice little mobile device, go ahead and look up this fantastic thing. And I'm going to go ahead and put it on this bottom screen right here. It's the Logitech G Cloud. If you're more based on streaming, you don't really care about like powerful handhelds like the Asus ROG Ally joint, go ahead and get yourself one of these bad boys. This thing is fantastic. I have one. And I highly recommend it. It's a cool little system. Very weighty, good build. It runs a lot of stuff. The highest emulation it can do. And this is just purely because emulation is a thing that I'm a big fan of. I'm a big proponent of. You can emulate up to a Dreamcast, Sega Saturn with it. So I've turned mine into a Sega Saturn, Sega Dreamcast machine / PSP. I'll switch back to the Vita when I get one. But for now, the G Cloud handles a lot of stuff. I play Netflix game streaming on there, which is GTA Vice City. Right now, I'm trying to beat that game. I've never beat Vice City 100%. So that's my goal, and I'll be streaming that or posting clips on that every once in a while. It's been one of those things where I kind of have appreciated it as time has grown. Get yourself a fat memory card for this. They're on sale for Black Friday. Best Buy has them. And slap it in one of these bad boys and have yourself a great emulation machine. It's amazing. It's just one of those things. I highly recommend. Um, also the G Cloud, because if you like to watch YouTube TV or any of the streaming services, it handles that well. So, and enough with the promo, because I've been promoting some stuff today, and they don't even pay me, so I shouldn't even be promoting. But it's just the truth. It's just how I feel about these products. Um, but yeah, I I'm loving playing playing Retro Bowl right now. It's a nice break from Madden. It's low effort, low energy. I love it. Fast Out, the creators of Retro Bowl, great game. They have like 3 different versions. They have it on the Switch, but I think college football needs to be on the Switch. It needs to be on accessible consoles. It's a great game. They need to market it particularly per college, because that's where their biggest fan base could be. It has the ability to be very casual pick up and play game. And also, it should really encourage beginners and mid-level players to play online. I think the difficulty curve is good enough, um, but I just think that they don't put enough effort in getting more people who are casual players into the game. My team is not a casual mode. So yeah, that's my thoughts on the current football video games. Like I said, this has been a very football sports leaning episode on purpose. Because on Black Friday I picked up like every sports game except for NHL, because the Phoenix Coyotes are not in this game, and I don't have a hockey team right now. I love the Capitals, but Ovi's getting old, and I haven't lived in DC or even near DC in the better part of 2 decades now. So yeah, it's like I got the Kings, I got the San Jose Sharks I could fuck with. I'm not fucking with the Utah Hockey Club. Um, I don't got a team. Anaheim Ducks. I got West Coast teams. Vegas Golden Knights for my nigga Charles, R.I.P. But still, they're not my team. I just don't feel the connection. I gotta find a connection to a hockey team. I was a Coyotes fan for 27 years. I found out about the Phoenix Coyotes when I was 7 years old. Um, I played NHL '97 or yeah '97 on a Genesis, and I was like, oh, the Phoenix Coyotes, that's hardcore. I like that, and I like their little Kachina doll style mascot. It was amazing. I was a big fan. I was sold from the jump. I'm a big Southwest apologist. I love the Southwest of the United States. I am from New Mexico. I've lived in Arizona. I've lived in Texas. I've lived in Utah. I've lived in Nevada. I have lived in almost every state in the Southwest. I love the Southwest. I love cacti. I love fucking the Aztec type prints. I love shit like that. So, Phoenix Coyotes right up my alley, and it kind of sucks because I was a big Coyotes fan for a really long time, and the way it ended also hurt my soul. So I don't have a hockey team. I'm probably leaning towards the Sharks because San Jose Sharks have the hardest logo. They look like a Sharpedo. For those of you who don't pay attention to Pokemon, I'm gonna show you Sharpedo. Oh wow, I failed. Look at that guy. Look at that guy. San Jose Sharks. Look at that logo, right? And look at that. Amazing, right? So yeah, that's that's where I'm leaning. I don't have a hockey team this year, so that's the only reason I didn't get that game. I'm playing Football Club 25 as well. That's a pretty good game. I like it. Big fan. Loving it. Um, yeah. So basically, my rankings of the sports games that I've played the last couple of weeks, um, and days. I love college football. Love it. I have a love-hate relationship with it. I'm addicted to it. I love it. It's a great game. Um, excuse me. Madden. I love Madden. I'm somewhat addicted to it, but I have a goal, so I'm pulling back on my Madden playing on purpose. 2K is 2K. And here goes the commercial for it. I play 2K. I've been playing 2K since 2K. I just told you a story about 2K with Eddie House. So I kind of I'm well versed in the 2K life. I love it. It's one of them games. Um, yeah. So I love football club. I just learned how to shoot. Just learned. I played through the beginner mode, everything. So I'm hype about that. Um, what else we got? Also, I want to speak on something as far as my sports affiliations. I found out recently that a big chunk of my family's former slave roots come from the state of Tennessee. And one of the, I guess, maybe cool or not so cool parts of that is you're aware of now where your ancestors really come from, or at least you have an origin. And as of recently, I've started to become more, or have more of an affinity or more of a liking towards Memphis and Tennessee area shit. Um, and so I recently have been becoming a fan of the Memphis Tigers, Tennessee's football team, um, and I had just kind of noticed that because I saw the Memphis Tigers flash up there, and yeah, I don't know. I used to not really be a big fan of the South, but I'm kind of intrigued on that now because in a different life I might have been going to, some school in Tennessee or something, so that was interesting to think about that now because and I on NCAA or college football 25 I play for quarterback for Memphis Tigers, and so it's just one of those kind of like wow, it's I wonder in a different life if that could have been a reality. You feel me? We'll never know because here I am with you guys, streaming and shit, and just recording my thoughts, and hopefully you guys are having a good time just hearing them. But yeah, in a different life, possibly could have played quarterback for Memphis or, and on 2K, I'm like, well, I don't have an official NBA team. The old man's team was the Rockets. I'll always cheer for the Rockets for respect and love out for him. Well, the Suns. I used to live in Phoenix, but I think like Memphis. I'm a big Ja Morant fan, so I don't know. But 2K is pretty interesting. The doo doo shirt still exists. That's crazy. Yeah. College football, Madden, football club, 2K, because 2K ain't changed. It's still the same shit. Still got to use virtual credits for every goddamn thing. So, with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and take a short break. We're going to get right back into it. I got some music queued up for y'all. Don't even trip. I just played my homies, but I think I'm going to go ahead and play some more of my homies. And we're going to get up out of the way right quick so I can go refill my cup and all that cool stuff. Damn, I'm trying to find something good for y'all from one of the homies. Let's go ahead and go with myself. Actually, I'll just see. Do I got anything good here? Do I got anything? Let me see if I got anything good. If I don't have anything good here. Uh, you know what? No, I don't got anything good for y'all. So I'm not going to play myself. But I will go ahead and see if there's anything worth playing. I'll play some Wacotron. And we'll be right back.
It's all deep, baby. Hey, that's a fair. Go, it ain't no hesitation. Reacting if they try to play me. It's been a while so I'ma just come rearrange it. They hollering about smoke, I'm a laser. Can't worry about the crowd. I made it, then everybody faded. I'm trying to see where they located. They better be praying. I'm listening, long as you paying. I'm saying, ain't doing no playing. Smoke text on 2, I can sweep a state. Let them play and get hit from some feet away. I done told them this shit can go either way. Gotta watch them, they stole out for Jesus' place. From the bottom, a foot with a tack on it. When you speak it, make so it's a fact on it. They was sleep, now they can't even nap on it. Sound crazy, go tell them I'm back on it. Lately, I swear I've been losing my patience. Probably tripping, don't know if I'm anxious. I ain't mean to keep everybody waiting. Shit amazing, they thought I was basic. They ain't tell you that life what you make it. Ain't no free over here but a mason. Elevated, we're not separated. All it took was a little dedication. Hey, wake up, Tron, and then big get the acting up. Boy, I know you quit playing, you acting up. I was broke as a joke, never cracking up. Free my niggas, why they had to jam them up. Everything out the muscle, we standing up. Man, this man, how I came with the hammer tuck. Play with that and get you and your family touched. I need it out, cause I really ain't had it much. Be smoking Texas whenever I'm stressing. I take me a hit, it be fabulous. Then it's back to the block, gotta bless every rock. You gon' pay for this dope, you can't sample this. I been gave them the business, can I get a witness? They know I'm a threat with this rapping shit. Tried to cancel me out, they couldn't handle it. I had times that was harder than calculus. Lately, I swear I've been losing my patience. Probably tripping, don't know if I'm anxious. I ain't mean to keep everybody waiting. Shit amazing, they thought I was basic. They ain't tell you that life what you make it. Ain't no free over here but a mason. Elevated, we're not separated. All it took was a little dedication.
All right, and we're back. We had Waco Tron with Freemason. I'm gonna drop the link to that in the chat here. My bad, a little slurry here. It's all good. You know how it is. It's a Friday night on GlitchStream FM, and we are with the glitching hour. That's why everything's all glitchy. Everything's always glitchy. It's GlitchStream FM. That's why you got all this shit going on here. Uh, Anyways, we're gonna get into a segment that I want to kind of delve into because everybody loves to read AITAs. Am I the assholes? And I like Am I the assholes? I think those are fun little things to read. So I'm gonna find one to read, um, and we're gonna go from there. Um, oh, this is controversial. Just this sounds bad. Am I the asshole for refusing to repair my mother-in-law's phone after my 18-month-old broke it? This is nuts. Just by that right there. So, am I the asshole for not wanting to replace my mother-in-law's phone screen after my 18-month-old broke it? So my mother-in-law was babysitting our LO. I don't know what little one maybe. Last night, for some reason, she gave the little one a phone to watch YouTube. Our little one decided she was done and threw the phone from her high chair, cracking the screen badly. Now, we absolutely do not do this. Our little one, oh my god, what a ugly, gets 2 hours of screen time a week. It's always on TV, never phone for contacts. My mother-in-law is very well off, way more so than us, and her repair bill for her phone is a lot of money, especially this close to Christmas. My mother-in-law told my partner we must pay to repair her phone screen as our daughter broke it. I argued 3 points. We were not present at the time. We were not the ones supervising the little one. Oh my god, that is an ugly abbreviation and shouldn't be accountable. My mother-in-law decided to give our child the phone. It was not suggested by us, and as mentioned, is nothing we ever do ourselves. Mother-in-law knows this. Cost of repair is significant money to us, but not her. Combined income is less than half her solo income. My partner suggested my mother-in-law pay for the phone. We pay back in solids. Mother-in-law refused because she thinks it's our issue to figure out. Personally, I don't agree with us paying her back. Phone was broken due to her own negligence. So am I the asshole? All right, I'm gonna be 100% real with you. Yeah, you probably shouldn't give a child your phone, but at the same time, how do you know that she's like has she's bred like this? And even if she is bred, your child did break the phone. Obviously, if you let her have screen time, she knows what YouTube is. So that's kind of like, and then paying back in installments. Yeah, the mother's kind of like she should probably take it easy. But I feel like I don't know. This feels like a burn account. I don't believe there is real. I think this person is not telling us everything, but I think there's a bit of assholery on both sides. I would just like throw in some bread to fix the phone, but I don't know. That's a tough one actually. So yeah, what do the comments say? Not the asshole, don't give a baby expensive stuff. Not the asshole, not the asshole. Handing 18 months means you don't need anymore. Not the asshole. Nah, I don't know. Oh, that happened while she was babysitting. Yeah, doing a favor. So yeah, I agree with that person. I just don't. I don't know. I just can't be like, yeah, the mom's 100% the asshole on that one for wanting to have her phone fixed. Um. So yeah, that was a little segment I wanted to, go ahead and get like going because I love those. I'll probably bring more up as we go. Um. Tomorrow is college football. Saturday, 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 Saturday. Yeah, I don't know the rest of the lyrics to that song. That's all I know. So yeah, tomorrow Saturday we got college football top 25. All right, college football rankings for the top 25 scores of the week. So we had Memphis at Tulane, which is cool. Memphis beating Tulane, even though I like Tulane's uniforms. We had Georgia versus Georgia Tech today, and I know who won that one. That was gnarly. Georgia Tech lost to Georgia. And then we had Ole Miss and Mississippi State. How did that turn out? I don't even remember hearing anything about this game. How nonchalant was this fucking game? 14-26. Nothing special. Mississippi State ain't even that serious. They're 2-10. Trash. Um, Colorado, Oklahoma State, Boise State, Oregon State. Yeah, I saw that. Boise State smashed. Got Oregon and Washington tomorrow. I got Oregon because they're number one. I got Ohio State, Michigan. I got Michigan. I think they might pull off an upset. Got Penn State at Maryland. I want Maryland to win. That's all I'll say. Notre Dame, USC. We got a classic. That's a rivalry. I think USC shows up. Miami at Syracuse, Miami. Tennessee at Vandy, that's a rivalry. I'm going with Tennessee, baby. SMU, Cal, SMU's going to smash. Indiana, Purdue, Indiana. Clemson, South Carolina. Gonna go with South Carolina. They've been on a roll. Alabama, Auburn, of course, Alabama. Arizona State, Arizona, which is crazy. The tides have turned. Arizona was poised to be pretty high up in the rankings and have absolutely shit the bed this year. Whereas Arizona State, fast shout Tempe. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Used to live out in Tempe. Big shout out Phoenix. Big fan of Phoenix, baby. All my homies, my nigga Avery out there. My nigga Brandon, my nigga Rob. Hope y'all doing great. Miss y'all boys. Yeah, Arizona State. Yeah, I got that. Boom, boom, boom. That's a rivalry. Iowa State, Kansas State. Let's go. Iowa State, BYU, Houston. Expose them motherfucking frauds. BYU are some frauds. They didn't deserve to even be talking about the college football playoff. Missouri, Arkansas. Man, Arkansas, come on, bro. I hate Missouri. University of Las Vegas, Nevada. Or University of Nevada, Las Vegas versus Nevada. Big baby. I got Vegas. And then we got Illinois at Northwestern to cap. Well, not cap it off. Actually, the late game on this one in particular actually is BYU at Houston. I will be watching that game for sure. But the game that I guess is the big one that everybody's watching. Oh, excuse me. The big one everybody's watching for is that Oregon one. That's the game I'm gonna be watching. But yeah, that's what we got. And then we got the NFL. The NFL started off nuts. So all right. So this is what we had this week already. Kind of gnarly. um, had these games were all of the home team, which is interesting. These are the hosts. I think Green Bay should be right up on the list with the Lions as OG teams that should have it. I think the Raiders should even host a Thanksgiving game because they're an OG team, and it would balance it out to have four teams that perpetually play on Thanksgiving and then always have different opponents. And then we all saw how this shit went. We got Chargers and Falcons. I want the Chargers to win this one, but also don't mind the Falcons winning. I don't really care. Bengals and Steelers. This is a team. This is a game where I hope they tie type shit. I have no love for either of these teams. We got Texans and the Jaguars. Texans just sniz up. Cardinals at the Jags or the Vikings. I think the Cardinals may get this one. We got the Colts at the Patriots. We're Patriots probably gonna get that one. Seahawks at the Jets. Seahawks are going to go ahead. Geno Smith playing his old team. That'll be fantastic. We've got the Commanders at the Titans. Commanders are definitely going to get their ass. Or no, Titans are definitely going to get their ass whooped. My bad. Said that backwards. We got Bucks at the Panthers. Panthers may actually possibly win. But I think the Bucks will get it. And then we got the Saints at the Rams. Going to probably give this to the Saints. Rams have been looking listless. And we got my team. The bosses, the boys, the Chiefs, the ones who really run the show, the Ravens and the Eagles. This is a battle of the birds. I love both of these teams for different reasons, but the Ravens are always going to be my team, so that are the Ravens. And then at the final finisher of Sunday night, we got Bills Mafia versus the 49ers, which I think these two games should be flexed because nobody wants to see these guys as I'm playing. We'll go with I got the Bills here. This should be a win for them. But the 49ers do get Brock Purdy back, so we'll see. And then for Monday night, we got the Broncos at the Browns, a game that should have been flexed. Broncos should have this one easily. Yeah, that's my predictions for the week, and then we'll do Thursdays because we didn't get a chance to do Thursdays this week, so we'll do Thursday coming up. And Thursday's game coming up this Thursday. Was the Packers and the Lions actually, and I honestly think that the Packers are not going to win that one. Fresh out my boy Kaleo. Lions got that. Um, with that being said, that's pretty much the end of this episode of the Glitching Hour. I had a lot of fun hanging out with you guys tonight, talking sports, talking football, shooting shit, talking about video games, all that cool stuff. You guys have yourself a beautiful, beautiful. I'm rolling a blunt right now, so pardon me for not looking at the camera. I have to hit it with y'all on the camera one time and take a little drinky drink with y'all. But thank you for joining GlitchStream FM. It's been a fantastic evening. It's good to be back on a Friday night. Yeah, man. So, no, you can't see my lighter. I'm gonna go ahead and hit this blunt one time for y'all on the cami cam. Y'all go ahead and have yourselves a fantastic evening. We'll be right back here tomorrow to talk about the college football games as they're possibly happening. Maybe after. It's been me. It's been your boy Rollo Jenkins behind me, basically emoting like it's fucking Fortnite. Um, there we go. It's been real. It's been cool. It's been real cool, y'all.